Okay, if you hear the phrase, your network is your net worth, one more time, you might literally throw up, right? Let's just be brutally honest here. This cliche has been completely hijacked. It's been absolutely ruined by sleazy influencers, multi-level marketing recruiters, and guys in ill-fitting suits treating human connection like some kind of hollow numbers game. You know the type. They hand out embossed business cards at local mixers, collecting contacts like offline Pokemon cards, just blindly crossing their fingers that if they hand out enough paper, someone is magically going to hand them a check. And honestly, this brilliantly illustrates the divide we're facing today. Because that old school, offline networking, it is completely dead. In the modern online economy, networking does not mean shaking hands in a transactional Marriott conference room. It means building a powerful digital coalition. Why? Well, because the internet is incredibly vast, it can be super lonely, and it is brutally competitive. Algorithms really don't favor lone individuals. They favor huge engagement spikes generated by highly coordinated networks. If you try to conquer all of this entirely alone as a lone wolf, you are going to be outmaneuvered, outpromoted, and outlasted by groups of people who are working together right now in private Discord servers. The biggest secret behind almost every overnight online success is an invisible digital alliance. So, welcome to this explainer. Today, our whole goal is to completely dismantle that sleazy, outdated networking playbook. We're going to toss it out and replace it with the exact frameworks used by top creators and indie founders to build million-dollar digital cartels. Here is our roadmap for today. We'll hit the death of networking, the 3 network tiers, the pick your brain trap, a case study on the cartel, how to build your cartel, and finally, the campfire mindset. Let's get right into it. Starting off with part 1, the death of networking. Stop collecting business cards. Moving to section 2, the 3 network tiers. Who actually matters? So most beginners make a completely fatal mistake right out of the gate. They only try to network up. They spend all their time trying to get the attention of millionaires, completely ignoring the people who will actually help them build a foundation. But a healthy network starts right here, at Tier 1, your trenchmates. These are your peers, the people at your exact level. Think about it. If you have 400 subscribers, they have 500. If you're pulling in $450 a month, they make $500. This is arguably the absolute most important tier of all. Why? Because a millionaire cannot help you debug a specific WordPress error at 2 a.m. A millionaire isn't going to cross-promote your newsletter to an audience of the exact same size, but your trenchmates absolutely will. You grow with them, and through radical generosity, you become each other's biggest referral engines. Then we step up to Tier 2 and Tier 3, the guides and the whales. The guides are your mentors. They are exactly 2 to 3 steps ahead of you. Their memory of the struggle is super fresh, so their tactical advice is highly relevant and actually actionable. The strategy here? Respectfully ask for advice. Implement it immediately and report back. Literally nothing makes a mentor happier than a student who takes action. Finally, we have the whales. These are the massive players, the industry gatekeepers, the 7-figure founders. Just one shout out from them completely changes your life. But the strategy for whales requires a totally different approach. You have to provide asymmetric value. You never, ever just ask them for coffee. You do work for them for free. Which brings us to section 3, the pick your brain trap, ruining your reputation. Listen, if you ever DM a creator asking to buy them a coffee and pick their brain, you have already lost. Seriously. When you send that message, what they actually hear in their head is, "Hello, I want to extract 10 years of your hard-earned, painful lessons and proprietary strategies for free in exchange for a $4 cup of bean water." High-level creators are fiercely protective of their time. They do not want to be picked. They want to collaborate with peers or be provided with serious, undeniable value. If you want someone's attention, you must bring a spear to the hunt. You simply can't ask them to do all the emotional and intellectual heavy lifting for some generic virtual chat. Section 4, case study, the cartel. Bypassing the solo grind. Let's look at what this actually looks like in the real world. Back in 2019, there were these 4 solo founders grinding away, building small software tools in total isolation. They weren't rich, and they definitely weren't famous, but they met in a free Twitter community and decided to form a private 4-person Slack channel. Notice they didn't pay for some $10,000 guru mastermind. This is exactly what happens when you stop competing and start collaborating. They just made a simple pact to share everything. When one of them found a loophole in the product hunt launch algorithm, he shared the exact checklist with the group, and they all hit #1 product of the day. When another wrote a highly converting cold email script, they all used it to double their B2B sales. They cross-promoted each other's feature launches, they pooled their distribution and their knowledge, totally eliminating that solo grind.
And the result? Within 24 months, all four of them crossed $25,000 in monthly recurring revenue. That's life-changing money. The absolutely crucial point here is that they didn't succeed because they were magically 4 times smarter than everyone else. They succeeded because they formed a cartel. They shared the load, the secrets, and the audiences.
Moving into Section 5, How to Build Your Cartel, Actionable Frameworks. Protocol 1 is what we call the hot seat. Please, whatever you do, don't pay for a mastermind until you're making big money. Build your own peer mastermind for free. Find 3 to 5 peers at your exact revenue level in similar niches. Send them a quick DM inviting them to a free, honest 60-minute weekly Zoom group. No selling, just brutal honesty. Use this hot seat format. One person gets 15 minutes to present their biggest bottleneck, and the others spend 10 minutes roasting their bad ideas and offering real solutions. This creates deep, trauma-bonded friendships and solves problems in minutes that would have taken you weeks to figure out sitting there alone. Protocol 2 is the Trojan horse value DM. Now, this is exactly how you network up to those guides and whales. You don't ask for their time, you do the work in advance. For example, let's say you admire a YouTuber. Watch their last 5 videos, find a pattern in what could be improved, and design 3 incredible custom thumbnails for them. Send them a DM saying you noticed a bottleneck and mocked up new thumbnails, completely no strings attached. If the work is genuinely good, they are going to reply. You just bypassed the entire pick your brain line and walked right through the front door by providing huge upfront value. Protocol 3 is becoming the super connector. This is a massive shortcut, by the way. You do not need to be the smartest person in the room, you just need to be the person who connects the room. When you meet 2 people who should definitely know each other, introduce them. Introduce Sarah, the amazing freelance copywriter, to John, the guy who just scaled his agency. When they inevitably do business together, you gain social capital from both sides of that transaction. You become the hub of the wheel, and pretty soon, incredible opportunities will just start coming directly to you. And Protocol 4 is your digital diet audit. They say you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Well, online, you are the average of the 5 accounts you interact with most. Let that sink in. If your feed is just full of rage baiters and scammers, you're going to adopt a scarcity mindset. You need to ruthlessly curate your feed today. Mute the noise, follow the builders, and most importantly, consistently leave thoughtful, high-value comments on the posts of people you want to network with. Do this for 3 solid months. When you finally slide into their DMs, you aren't some random stranger asking for a favor. You are a familiar friend. Let's wrap up with Section 6, the campfire mindset, from extracting to building. Amateurs view networking as a vending machine. They punch in a compliment, maybe they retweet a post, and they expect a massive favor to just drop out immediately. Professionals, on the other hand, view networking as a campfire. Imagine you're wandering through the dark, cold woods of the internet and you spot a glowing fire with other builders gathered around it. You don't just walk right up and hold your hands out to extract their heat. No. You take off your backpack and you throw a log on the fire. You add to the warmth. You share a story. You help them cook. You build the environment together. And because you added to that fire, when the night gets really cold, they're going to invite you to sit closer. The internet absolutely rewards those who bring logs to the fire. You have got to stop trying to extract value from people who are already successful. Instead, go find those trenchmates, the people who are just as hungry as you are. Throw your logs together and build a fire so blindingly bright that the algorithm has absolutely no choice but to pay attention to you. You are not meant to do this alone. Go build your cartel. So I want to leave you with this one question to reflect on today. Who is sitting at your campfire? Take a really hard look at your immediate circle. Are you extracting or are you building? It might just be time to start gathering your logs and finding your true cartel. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. I'll see you next time.